And forgiveness too, they don't even get their best friend. Yeah. You ain't doing retaliating. But you just gotta let it go. Basically let it go.
Yeah, and like the wise men above us always say, one of the biggest things with Israel is offenses, man. The offenses is what gets us, man. Because if you could learn how to deal with those offenses brotherly and forgive a brother or a sister, a lot of problems go away in the nation of Israel quickly. You know what I mean? Quickly. Like it just, I mean, like you said, love thy brother as thyself. You know what I mean? Like you won't sleep with his rib. You know what I mean? You won't try to talk to his rib. You won't sell drugs to him or to his family members, or you know what I mean? Those like was it love the Lord thy God with all that, you know what I mean? And then love thy brother as thyself. Those two laws right there, all the rest of them hinge on those two. The rest of them fall right into place if you do keep those two. but it's so because they're not brothers and sisters aren't in the truth. It's so difficult for brothers to do it, man. It's so difficult, like you know what I mean. So, and if it was easy, we wouldn't have the jobs that we have. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have these jobs. Yeah. Listen, man, I tell you, we talk about it all the time. Me and Ron talk about it all the time. And I have conversations with you. If it wasn't for this, man, I mean, I used to think I was in the world. I used to think I was doing right. Yeah. I was way off. Way off, man. Way off. You know what I mean? Like I was way off, like not even close. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, I'm still learning. So, you know what I mean? This is something that's going to, be going on for a long time, brother. You know what I mean? And really, you can only hope to like basically catch up to all the negative shit that you did. You know what I mean? Because think about it, you done went 40 years of being a dumbass nigga.
Even if you live another 30, 40 years, can you catch up with all the sins you've done?
Right.
40 years.
Right. You didn't went 40 years of being a dumb nigga.
Time you have to work time and a half in the truth.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, you and like Cap always says, you gotta you have to the same way you lived in the world and went hard in the world, you gotta do the same thing here. The same thing. You know what I mean? You gotta put just as much into this as you did in that. And again, coming out of the world, it's kind of hard, you know what I mean? Like because you're more like in the world, you're more worried about what feels good to you, pleasure and shit. You know what I mean? In the world, niggas is not getting up on a Saturday to do anything. You know what I mean? You rolling over, you know what I mean? Get on the video game or roll up some weed, you know what I mean? Or go, think about the next girl you about to go have sex with and leave. Have sex with her and throw her away. Yeah, that's what you do in the world. You know what I mean? So, but in here, it's like, especially with slavery too, we all got the same slavery. So, you do a whole week of Monday through Friday on that damn bus or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then you got to do the work. I mean, really, I wish there was a way to, like, if you do this 6-7 days a week, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like, but you got bills, you got family and stuff. Yeah, it's just, you know what I mean? But again, you can't make any excuses. You still got to find a way to do it. Just like this brother here, he coming straight from work overnight. You know what I mean? So
the same shit they said about you, sir. That's what they said.
They saying he's a Muslim now. Oh, you a Muslim now? No more no games.
I know I was a Muslim. I remember behind and talking about
that. That's the first thing they want to throw on you. And it, to me, like, it's such a, the two things is a Muslim and an African. Those are Muslims don't wear this. Yeah, they like when I hear that I'm an African, that is terrible, man. I like, don't call me that shit. Don't call me that, bro. Do not call me that. Yeah, I mean, but again, it's just ignorance. You know what I mean? It's just ignorance. That's all it is, man. It ain't. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing about. Good, bro.
I own land in Africa. I swear.
because when I was married to that African chick, hey, I got a piece of their land, so they get, and it's gold under there. When I go marry, I'm gonna extract that gold.
Hey,
like,
listen.
Let's go.
Listen.
Yo, I'll bring y'all back to Ghana. Let's come
Captain.
there so we can extract the gold.
Salam again. Shalom, Cap. Shalom, y'all. Captain Marwa on the feed. Yeah. Shalom, Cap. Mighty Priest came up and lit Pittsburgh up, man.
Yeah,
we still feeling the effects of that. You know what I mean? Still feeling the effects. Man, yeah. He just the whole thing, man. It was just the camp was just glorious, man. It was one for the ages.
It was warm weather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm saying, so I'm looking forward to that. You know, with camp season approaching, right after Passover. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be going back up to Cleveland. Yeah, back up to Cleveland, and then we'll be doing it here as well, Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Shalom, Cap. Yeah, Cap's my guy, man.
I missed that one.
Can't wait to see my Lord at the Passover. You know what I mean? We ready. Pittsburgh's ready. You know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh is ready. He said, Cat said, I can't wait to get back up there. Give him a hand. We can't wait to have you, my Lord. We can't wait to have you. You know what I mean? We can't wait. So yeah. So like I said, we gonna put this work in, man. This year is gonna be the year. You know what I mean? This is gonna be the year. You know what I mean? We're gonna put that work in. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. So we gonna get started with it. You know what I mean? So Shalom Israel Yahweh Shem Yashar Brakatham. My sisters Yahweh Shamar Altan. By Hashem Yahweh Shah. I'm Priest Officer Kwamguan of the ISUPK under command in General Yohana. We've been bringing this truth since 1969 that Blacks, Latinos, First Nation man and woman are the chosen people of the Most High God. And the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks about. All right. So one of the sisters in the school she had sent me a text and she was talking. She said that she wanted to, hear some scriptures about like family, parents and everything, how to forgive them. You know what I mean? And I'm taking it to something a little broader, like about like how, the things you're going to deal with coming into the truth. You understand? Like, when you're in the world and you're just like people in the world, you get along great with them because you know why? You can wake up, roll up, blaze weed with them. You know what I mean? Go out and be a goddamn sinner. You know what I'm saying? You can get women, throw them away and all that. Women can have, they sleeping around with multiple men. But when you come into the truth in the ISUPK, we learn because Commanding General Hunter, the mighty man above us, taught us that's just not the way. You know what I mean? So, and I can understand, like, if you're new to the truth or you one of the brothers and sisters that come into the truth, you're going to face some challenges, especially with your family. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure all of us can, attest to that. I've had my fair share. I know Aharon has, and I'm pretty sure you have too. You know what I mean? So this is something that you got to get ready for and prepare for because it's going to happen. And it's talked about in the scriptures. You know what I mean? So, of course, I'm going to need your participation. You know what I mean? Ask your questions. I'm going to bring out some scriptures. I'm going to actually, you have your phone on you? You got the Bible downloaded in it? Yeah, get that out because I'm going to have you read. Aharon, you'll help as well. But you're going to read, you know what I'm saying? But so we're going to get into it. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, before we start, anybody got anything to say about like, their experiences when they came into the truth and how they, had to deal with family and I should never ask that. I should have never asked that. The mighty priest Aharon. Aharon can go for 2 hours about that. Go ahead, brother.
My mom said to me, I tried to like school my mom about the real truth about the Bible, and I told her that Christianity is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And she said to me, are you one of those guys? You with those guys that be holding up traffic and preaching to people and stopping cars? I said, what are you talking about? Who does that? She said, there's these group of guys. They're Israelites in Brooklyn, and they stop up. They hold traffic. They stand in the middle of traffic.
She's talking about headquarters, probably. You know what I'm saying? She's talking about headquarters. You know what I mean? Jerusalem. That's what they call it up there in Harlem. You know what I mean? And they go everywhere. They go to Brooklyn and all that. Yeah, so and it's what's so crazy, Kanak, is it's so wild that they look like, so if we were to walk outside like how we are now, just like UPK warriors, you understand that? People looking at you like you know what I mean? Like you're an alien. Like you don't belong. And you're right, we don't belong in this, you know what I mean? Because we're spiritually, we're different. You understand that? But it's crazy because they supposed to look like you. That's why I remember when we walked down one of the brothers, when they were up here at one time, we went to Arts. I walked in, I had my fringes on and everything. And the brother, see, like what the brother was like, and you can see like, he's tapping his boy, like, look at me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, brother, like, if anybody should be laughing, it should be me. You in here with skin tight jeans on, a Boston Celtics, you know what I mean? Like you want to, you know what I mean? What you about to go in? I remember General Muhammad saying in the class, he's like, what you about to play? You about to play us? You know what I mean? You about to jump in the game? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, God. Shalom, sis. Y'all Shamal Thumb by Shem outside. Okay. She's in the class. Yeah. So it says we're gonna talk about the parents and you know what I mean, how you deal with your family, forgiving them and everything. First of all, this is what you got to understand too. And like I said, I don't know anyone's personal situations, but I can speak from experience and just I know from scriptures. Number one, understand that your parents were in the world. Okay, so that's number one. If they didn't know about the ISUPK and the Command and General Yohana, that right there should make you have mercy on them. Because first of all, you should be, grateful for the Lord giving the truth to you. You understand that He gave it to you. So you got to be the bigger person and understand, like, listen, they don't know what I know. Both of my parents died as sinners. You understand that? I mean, listen, look, this is crazy. My mother, a couple years ago, she passed uterus cancer and cirrhosis of the liver. So I go to see her, and this is how you say what they say was stubborn. My mother was real stubborn, right? So if something was going on with her, she wouldn't tell you. So she's sick, and she's not even telling. She tells nobody in the family, nobody. She has a husband, a guy that she married, a couple years before she got sick. And so I get a call to slavery. They're like, your mom is on hospice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't even going to tell us, right? So this is 4 days before she passes. So I go to see her, right? And I'm telling you, man, that cancer is something else, man. It's something else. Like my mom was if I could put a picture of her, she was a very beautiful, even in her 50s, she looked young. Like, you know what I mean? Now I wanted to go see her. She was so thin, man. I mean, like, so looked older than my grandmother. And it's because the cancer got her so quick, you know what I mean? But so I go in, I mean, mom, you know what I mean? And I'm talking to her and she's like, I don't want to hear none of that. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear none of that. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about she didn't want to hear no, like, I'm trying to talk to her, not give her like some last words, but like, let her know I loved her. You know what I mean? I care. And she was like, oh, I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she was not trying to hear it, man. She was not trying to hear it. And the only person she really would interact with was her sister, her older sister. And she took real good care of her. But to make a long story short, she was real cold. I mean, you think like, I can imagine if it was me going out and my kids are around me, I would try to give them as much love as possible. But see, me, because this is what I'm talking about. See, being in the truth, I understand. I'm not in her position. I don't know how she feels when she's about to leave out here. She knows she's about to die. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to judge her on that. And again, regardless of how she feels, that's my mother. I love you. Whatever mistakes you made, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? You did the best you could do under the circumstances. Now, has she known about the ISUPK and, you know what I mean? And, about Command and General Yohana, she'd have been a better person. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. You got to have compassion on them because they just don't know. Now, what you can do, you being someone who has the truth, you can, while they are alive, this is why I tell people all the time, if your parents are still alive, man, that's a blessing, man. Because I'm telling you, there's days ago past, and my mother and my father, I just wish I could, they know the person I am now. You know what I'm saying? They knew the brother in the world. You understand? They didn't know me, who I am now. So, you know what I'm saying? So I tell people like, man, don't, like, you see like a young guy, he's all, cussing his father out or talking bad about his father. You know what I mean? Fathers get a bad rap in America anyway. But, cussing them out, talking bad to them, I'm like, brother, listen, your father's still alive. You can make that right. He can make it right. You understand? And you don't understand how important your father is to you. Some brothers ain't even Israelites only because of their father. You know what I'm saying? Your fathers would make you an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? A lot of brothers and sisters don't know, in the world don't know that. You know what I mean? You need to give your father put some respect on it. Like what Birdman say, put some respect on his name. Yeah, real talk. You know what I mean? Your father is the one that made you an Israelite. And I'm not taking away from your mother or her contributions to your life, but your father is who make you an Israelite. So if my father never did anything, which is not the truth, not the case with me, my father, he was in the service, Esau's military. and he was away a lot. He didn't really come around like full time until I was about 11. But I knew him, you know what I mean. But I would go see him in the summer. But like I said, if he, you know what I mean, if he had a better circumstances, if he knew, he would have did better. You know what I mean? That's all it is. So you got to have compassion on him. But of course, we're going to bring out some scriptures and talk about this. You understand that? So first of all, sis, the first thing you got to know, because you're watching class every day. You watch Command and Journal Yohanan, you watch Journal Mahaiman, you watch the Pittsburgh class, you watch every other class. So you understand what it's like to be in the truth. You understand? You're getting, you're in the beginning of it, but you're still learning. You understand that? So, all right. So here's what you got to do. Number one, I need Matthew 18 and 21. Kanak, if you can get that for me. You have it on your phone? Yeah, keep your phone out so you can pull that up. I'm going to have you read the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and 21. Shalom, ISUPK, Puerto Rico. Shalom, Yabashim Brakatah. The water for everybody tuning in. You know what I mean? We're trying to get it in here in Pittsburgh. Salakia, not the Sabbath service. We teaching class here at the Carnegie Library. Where our topic is we're talking about honoring your parents and dealing with your family and everything when you're in the truth. You got it for me? Read that nice and loud if I could, Bubba Kashaw.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 21.
All right, I'm gonna put it on the screen too as well.
Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times. Till seven times.
Okay. All right, you can start right there. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse, what was it, 21? Hold on one second, Salaki. Let me get it up there again. I think you went into 22, though. I think that's, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll read it for you too. Matthew 18 and 21. Then came Peter to him and looked and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive them? Till 7 times. So Peter's asking, you know what I mean? If a brother commits a trespass, against you or offend you in some way, how many times should you forgive them? This is very heavy in the Black and Hispanic community. You understand that? Very heavy, because this is a problem in our community. Because as soon as a brother step on your Timberlands, it's over. Now you ain't friends for the next 10, 15 years. In the world, somebody step on your shoes and Jordans, you got shot for stuff like that. Jump, beat up and everything, which is foolish. You know what I mean? Foolish. You know what I mean? It's just a foolish thing. But he's saying, so how many times should I forgive them? Now, I don't know per se if this is the sister situation. I don't know. I'm just going into, dealing with brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? And this could be, a situation. It could be. You know what I mean? So now we're going to go to read 22 again for me, Kanak, please.
Jesus said unto him,
Shahawashah.
Yahushua said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Khan. Salakia, Cap. Khan, I don't want Khan. I definitely will, Cap. Khan, I don't want Khan. Matthew 18 and 22. Jesus saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. All right, so what does that mean? Anybody want to take a shot at that?
That means to forgive them forever.
Yeah, there's no limit to how many times you should forgive your brother or your sister. Same thing with your parents. I'm not, now this didn't happen to me personally, but I know a lot of brothers, grew up in the world that, their parents, gave them hell. They got constantly beaten all the time. You know what I mean? Harsh punishments, locked in rooms, threw out of the house, stuff threw on them. You know what I mean? So, that can happen. But, there's going to be a time when you're going to become an adult and they're going to get older. You understand that? And that's when we'll get into honoring your parents. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so, you know what I mean? There's no limit to how many times you can forgive your brother or your sister. You understand that? There's no limit. And you got to keep that in your mind, because that is very important with our people. It's very important, because you're going to get offended. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Even in the truth, a brother might say something that you might think rub you the wrong way, but it's how you deal with it, how you resolve it. I didn't know how to, until I came into here, I didn't know how to deal with that. I didn't know how to resolve things like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know if do you know what the protocol is when somebody makes an offense to you? You know what it is? it's not really confronting, but you go to them and go to that brother and that brother alone or that sister. You know what I'm saying? And you say, brother, you offended me. Now, if they say anything other than it won't happen again, you know what I mean? They agree with you, then it goes to counsel. You understand what I'm saying? But most of the times in here, if your brother offends you, he probably did it, on accident or something like that. Or it never happened to me. But if it happens, you know what I mean? You just say, brother, you know what I mean? I was offended by that. Oh, I'm Salakia, brother. You know what I mean? It won't happen again. Salakia, you know what I mean? That's all it is. But see, in the ghetto, that don't happen. That don't happen. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
People think it's weak to go to somebody and tell them they offended them. They'd rather deal with in the world,
Right,
They'd rather deal with it more like fire versus fire, fire,
right,
fight
right,
fire with fire.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, brother,
right,
you offended me. They'd rather just go to Facebook with it, go to a buddy, and they get everybody on their side. And they got them niggas.
It's a whole, the whole neighborhood going to war. Yeah, yeah. The brother brought out a point. Like, it's not weak to, you know what I mean, to forgive your brother. You know what I mean? It's not weak. Like, I'll tell you a perfect example of something I did. I was at a like a show or something, and I accidentally stepped on a brother's shoes. You know what I mean? And the brother, he was like, "Oh man, you know what I mean? Look, turn around." Like, I'm like, bro, it was an accident. I said, "What you want me to do? You want me? I'll wipe it off for you, brother." He couldn't believe I said it. I said, "I'll wipe it off for you, man." He was looking at me like, you know what I mean? Because he probably wasn't used to that. And there was a million, not million, but there was 50 something people around. And I would have had no problem with doing it because he was a brother and it was an accident. And to me, that me and that brother having being cordial or having a good relationship with each other means more than somebody rumbling and getting a show for people. You know what I mean? It's just stupid. You know what I mean? It's stupid. You know what I mean? Go ahead, brother.
And if I may, the weak person is the one who can't say
right
sorry or can't go to the brother. It's like a reverse, like
right?
It's really supposed to be. And
right,
brother, if you would have tried to wipe off his shoe, I almost guarantee the brother wouldn't even let you because the spirit. He would have.
Yeah, right. It's like so then it's like you almost cut them.
Come on.
You know what I mean? With being, right. You being brotherly, it's like, yeah, right. And believe me, in the world, you know what I mean? Like I didn't, got offended by, foolish things and offended people over foolish things. And a lot of times, people, when they offend people, they think they're right. And that's another big thing. We always think we're right about things, you know what I mean? Instead of thinking about, like General Muhammad, I listened to this class so much that one of the things that I learned was, you got to start thinking about people before yourself too, man. You know what I mean? It can't always be you get everything you want. You know what I mean? If you think like that, man, you're going to have a rough life. You're going to stress yourself out with that. You know what I mean? But jump back into the parent thing. Like I said, your parents did what they could do under the circumstances, and they only know what they were taught. You know what I mean? So who knows what type of parents they had? They could have had some terrible parents, or somebody raised them wrong, or did them wrong, or offended them, and they just never got help with it. You know what I mean? They here in the UPK we have counsel, so we can deal with stuff like that. But in the world, what's the counsel in the world? Go to the drawer, get your gun. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Go outside, knuckle up. You know what I mean? And then somebody, there's a brother in the world that he slept with somebody's wife, and they got into the brother confronted him and fought him, and they fought. He got hit, fell, hit his head on the curb and died. Yeah, I'm telling you, and that's what I'm saying. Like offenses like that, you see what I'm saying? And he, in his mind, he probably thinking I think when brothers in the world, when they're messing around with women, you think about the man. I think they're like, I don't know that nigga. You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's like, I don't know that nigga. So yeah, right. It's like, I don't know that nigga. So I'm not really offending anybody. But you don't ever think that this man is going to there's scripture talk about the jealousy of a man. Yeah, if you get jealous, that spirit does not go away. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Wife is a possession.
Yeah, heavy.
It's like somebody trying to take your house.
Yeah. Heavy. Heavy. And what our Ron's bringing out is heavy. You're right. A wife, a rib is a possession. You know what I mean? And just think about it. you don't never think about these things happening to you.
Never.
You know what I mean? You think about doing it to people, but you don't think about if it happens to you, how you would feel. You know what I mean? Like you don't think about, imagine, I don't know about, I want nobody to imagine that, but somebody coming to sleep with your wife. I mean, that's what happened in slavery. You know what I mean? They broke up families, take you from your family, take your kids, ship them wherever, ship you wherever. You know what I mean? You don't have no power to fight it. I mean, just imagine that. I couldn't imagine that happening to me today. Esau coming into my damn home and taking my kids, you know what I mean? Take my woman, and you know what I mean? Like it just. So again, these offenses, are heavy. You know what I mean? And the best thing you could do, if let's say your parents do offend you, or somebody who offends you, is try to, talk to them. If they can't hear you, you know what I mean? You made your attempt, then the sin is on them for real. You know what I mean? Now, again, if you're not in the UPK, you know what I mean? They're going to deal with it differently because they just don't know what we know. But the best thing you could do is direct them to these classes. Direct them to, Commander Junior Honors class, direct them to 12 Show General Hyman's class, you know what I mean? Captain Adar's class, you know what I mean? So there's so many, we got classes Monday through Sunday pretty much. We got the Pittsburgh class. So, you know what I'm saying, which myself and Aharon teaches. But you can always, get them some help by just really directing them to the truth. That's the best thing, you know what I mean? So we're going to get into some more stuff, right? So I need somebody to pull for me, Canuck, pull for me, we're going to shift the direction a little bit, but we're going to stay on the same topic, but shift it a little bit, all right? Because one of the things that happens with family is when they know you coming to the truth, or you're not a Christian no more, you're not going to Sunday school no more, you're not celebrating, when she tell you to come over, oh, baby, come on over and get some of this turkey, or come on up, you know what I mean? We having a Halloween party, you know what I mean? It's Valentine's Day. Oh, it's your grandmother's birthday. You're not going to come over and see your grandmother? These are things that's going to happen, you know what I mean? This is what's going to happen. Now, so give me Acts 5:29, somebody. Canuck for me. Acts 5:29. All right, I'm going to put it up on the screen. You got it? Yeah, go ahead. Read the chapter and verse 2, please.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than man.
We ought to obey God rather than man. So number one, understand something. You are going to get in a conflict with people in the world, your parents, maybe even your children. Maybe if you have a rib or a husband that's in the world, you're going to get into some shit with them if they're not in here. So you can expect it. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a single sister or a single brother, save yourself the time and just, come into the truth and, do put your work in here and maybe get you, and not maybe, but get you a rib or a husband here. Because I'm telling you, you try to deal with somebody in the world, you're going to have a problem. I'm telling you, you're going to have a problem. You know what I mean? But understand this. And I know your mother or father. Now, again, I'm not saying this because I don't know if this is a sister situation. I'm saying in general, say you got a mother or a father who's trying to keep you out of the truth or trying to stop you from, they want you to come to their events and their functions and stuff, but they don't ever come to the Passover or come to a UPK class. They're not watching class, but they're trying to get you to be with them and do what they do, yeah, right. Can't get you to straight. So understand this. Let me see. Here we go. She put it here. The sister put it up again. Can you see that? Yeah, read that for me.
Yes, my family thinks UPK is a cult and keep questioning heaven versus hell.
Oh, okay.
Anything so they have a reason to remain lost with no discipline.
Heavy, sis. I'm glad you said that, sis, because now we got some more stuff we can bring out. Okay. So first of all, we are a cult. Yes, sis, you are in a cult. Okay. Culture. This is your culture. That's what it is. Yes, you are in a cult. You know what I mean? And the brother Canuck, he talks about this all the time, about going to a slavery and how they just today he said that, they think he's a Muslim. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy when you're not a Christian. The first thing they want to throw on you is some African bullshit or some Islam. You know what I mean? Yeah, look, let's just crack it up. Yeah, yes, sis, you are in a cult. And listen, so anybody, all right, I'll let Canuck try to do this. Do you know what, according to the scriptures and the Most High God, and what we teach here in the UPK, what is heaven and hell? Do you know?
Heaven and hell is a condition.
Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Let's go, big Canuck. Yeah, look, he ready to get up on the podium and start speaking. Hey, Cap, he's ready. Cap, he's ready. Yeah, he's right. It says so. So what heaven and hell is rulership and like servitude. You know what I mean? Of course, we are in servitude still, so we're still in hell. Heaven is what the white man is in right now. He rules everything. He rules the diamond district. If you go to a bank, he owns that. You go to the grocery store, he owns that. You go to a clothing store, he owns that. If you go to who lives in the better neighborhoods, he does. Who's your landlord? He is. You understand that? You go to get schooled, he's the president of the damn school. You know what I mean? So he is in control. We are not. So heaven and hell, sis, are conditions. And that's the problem because why? The Christian church teaches it's a place where Satan's waiting down there with a pitchfork, like, you know what I mean? He's waiting to stab, he's waiting to stab you, you know what I mean? And heaven is with Biggie and Tupac. Yeah. Right? Whitney Houston. Yeah, you'll get up there and you're gonna see every one of your old family members. Look, your family members that got high and you know what I mean, and killed and murdered people, Salagia, you know, them unalive people, they're gonna be waiting for you up in heaven. No, it's not. Heaven is, first of all, you're gonna have heaven right here on earth. Get that from me, Aaron. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Let me see if I can. Let me know what verse it is, and I'll pull it up on here. Good. Thanks, the water, for bringing that up, sis, because that was heavy. And listen, and I know, you know, you being a sister and you're just now coming in the truth, that can be a very irritating thing, and you know, and grievous to you that your parents or your mother is treating you or talking to you like that, because that's your mother and you love your mother. But this is what you got to understand: you got to choose the Most High God over all of them. All right, you got that for me?
Matthew chapter 6, verse 10.
All right, let me catch up with you real quick. Matthew 6 and chapter 10 and verse 10. All right, here you go. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Yes. All right, can you break that down for me?
Everybody's waiting on this heaven. Heaven is going to be here on earth.
You're damn right.
This will be our heaven.
Right. You're, and that's what's so. Give him a hand first. Give him a hand. What's so wicked is they're teaching you that you got to die to get heaven. That's what's so wicked about it. Why we had to do that when the white man has heaven right here? We get to physically see this bastard in heaven, ruling over everything, dominating everything, but we got to die to go to heaven. And who teaches that? He did. He get mad. Yeah, pastor. The damn pastor. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The pastor is the one. So just think about that. You got the wicked ass Christian pastor teaching you that you got to die before you get any good thing happen to you.
And if I may, because that's what.
Oh, let him go. Let him go. Yeah.
So if I may, he's teaching something that's not even in the Bible.
Listen, you're right. Where did they get it from? They just heard it from. They just heard it. Like I said, heaven is going to be right here on earth. Yes, reincarnation is real. You are going to leave. You're going to die. You're going to get sent back into the earth and your father's line, and you're going to live again. And we want Christ. That's why it says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. So how it is in heaven is going to be like that down here on earth. Yes, you are going to rule. You are going to be in charge. You're going to wake up and say, I don't feel like this white man should have a job today. You know what I mean? Just like they do you. You know what I mean? You wake up and they say, you know what I mean? We need to make some cuts today, Haran. You know what I mean? We need to Port Authority need to make some cuts. And you're first up on the list. You know what I mean? Yeah, seriously. You know what I mean? They're gonna get treated just how they treated us. You know what I mean? But we're gonna be a righteous people. And you're gonna get your punishment, righteously. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting away from it, Esau. You know what I mean? But yeah, sis, so right. You're right. They don't have any discipline, sis. You're right. And it's sad because you would think because you're the daughter and they're the mother and the father, you would think it would be the other way around. But no, what you got to understand, sis, is the Lord chose you out the world. That's what you got to understand. He didn't choose your parents. He chose you to get his truth. So that's saying in your former life, you were in the truth then. See, that's what it is. See, in my family, I'm the first one to get the truth. You are as well. See what I'm saying? I remember you used to tell me about an argument, like debates you have with your brother. You're so much better than your brother. You know why? Because the Lord chose you to carry his truth. You see what I'm saying? Not saying he's the one that chose the people of God too, but the Lord chose you to carry his word. You understand that? Not your brother. He chose you. You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even, there's no debate there because the Lord chose you. You see what I'm saying? He chose you. But again, but sis, yeah. So that is just now I could probably, I'm assuming, but I'm pretty sure your parents are Christians, right? I don't know if she can answer that, but they're probably Christians, or they probably, or they might believe in some Egyptology stuff, you know what I mean? Believing, they say stuff like, low my vibes and my chakras and all this stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then they partly Dr. Sebi and stuff like that, you know what I mean? That type of stuff. Yeah. Everything's organic, baby. Everything's organic. Everything's organic, baby. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about it. I'm just saying this is what people in the world, they're either Christians, some Muslims, or they're into that. You know what I mean? But let's keep it going with the scriptures. All right. So I'm glad she brought that out. Okay. So first of all, if you're not doing what this Bible says to do, and that's the problem you have here, sis, is that you're trying to follow the Lord, and you're doing that through the ISUPK, the Command of Johnny Hanna, and your family is trying to tell you you're doing the wrong thing. All right. So, okay. So this is what your parents need to know. Give me Ecclesiasticus 12:6. Let me see. Salaki. You give me 1 John 3 and 4 first. 1 John 3 and 4 first. Give me that first. 1 John 3 and 4. And when you got it, I'm gonna put it up on the screen here. Okay. You can read it out. It's up on the screen if you want to read it off the screen.
This is the book of John, chapter 1, verse
1 John 3 and 4.
1 John 3 and 4.
Yep.
Whosoever.
You got smaller? Hold on 1 second. Better now?
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the
So that's what you got to understand. When you're getting into these debates and you're getting into with family members and stuff like that, what you're trying not to do is be a damn sinner. You heard the truth, you know what the truth is, and you know the way, but you got people in the world trying to convince you that something's wrong with you. You're reading the word of God. This is not Priest Officer Kwamgawan's words. It's not Priest Officer Aharon's words, Priest Officer Kanak's words, not even your words, sis. This is what the Bible says. The Lord, whosoever committeth sin, transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. So if you sin, you are a transgressor of the law. All right. So while they're telling you you're in a cult, you're actually keeping what the Bible says to do. They wake up and eat a pork sandwich. You know what I mean? Or they're going to the tattoo parlor. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Or they got a Christian cross and white Jesus hanging on their wall. You know what I mean? So who's really the sinner? Who should be telling anybody anything? Definitely not you Christians. You know what I mean? Because you don't do what the Bible says to do. And again, you can point that back to the Christian pastor because he's their leader, he's their head, and he's teaching them that. All right. Get me Ecclesiasticus 12:6. Ron, you get that one from me. Yeah, you got to do the Apocrypha, King James with the Apocrypha. Yeah, download that one. King James with the Apocrypha.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 6.
Okay.
For the Most High hateth sinners.
Read that again.
For the Most High hateth sinners. And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly. And keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. So
this is what you got to understand. Sis, while they're telling you you're in a cult or trying to oppress you and chastise you for doing the right thing, this is what they need to know. Ecclesiasticus 12:6. The Most High hates sinners. You're trying not to be a sinner. And he's going to repay vengeance unto the ungodly because you're ungodly if you're a sinner. And keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. So they can go eating pork sandwiches for 20, 30 years. And then guess what? One day you pop up, you got cancer or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Or, you know what I mean? You sell drugs for all this time, for years. And I know brothers that have sold drugs for years and years, and they look like they winning. They ain't won. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. You listen, just because the Lord didn't, rain down that punishment on you right away, does not mean you're going to get away with it. So sis, you're in the right, and I'm not just making it about you, sis, but you're in the right way. You're right in the right path. You're in the right place. You're trying to not, sin and keep the laws, and people are trying to, test you or try to make you be a sinner like them. And we're going to get into that as well too. All right. So hold on one second.
My Ecclesiastic is 12 and 6 and saying something different.
You're on Ecclesiastes probably. Ecclesiasticus is what you want.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Now, let me see this here. Let me see. Hold on one second. Okay, here we go. Ecclesiasticus 2:1 for me, all right, Ron. Listen to this, sis.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1.
Wait, yeah, that's it.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Read that again.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
This is not only talking about just men. When it's talking about my son, it's talking about mankind, women too, as well. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, which is what you're trying to do, prepare thy soul for temptation. That's what's happening to you, sis. Because you are coming into the truth and because you're trying to do the right thing, you're being tested. You understand that? You're going to be tempted. You know, all that, remember when you were in the world, right? And you were trying to scrape up your last dollar to get that nickel bag. You know what I mean? You just couldn't do it, right? Now that you don't smoke weed, there's somebody knocks on the door and you open the door, there's a key waiting in front of the door for you. You know what I mean? A brick of weed waiting in front of you know what I'm saying? Waiting for you, like, you know what I mean? Don't you want to smoke this? You know what I mean? Everything that you lust for in the world that you couldn't get when you were in the world, now it's just offered to you freely. It just happens to be there. You know, couldn't get a rib in the world. Now there's an abundance of ribs. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go ahead, brother.
Or if you're trying to stop cigarettes. Cigarettes
Yeah.
are a big thing with our people.
Right.
You quit, but now your friends, hey, or you go to the store and give you a pack on credit.
Yeah. Never give you anything. Yeah, you good with me, brother. You good with me, brother. Here, we'll write down a tab for you. Look what this is right on the other screen. Look. Good night. You see it? You see it? It says, sis said, yes. Now that I'm integrating in the truth, now everyone making gumbo and lobster every weekend. Now I'm being tested in so many ways. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And listen, they're going to be so crafty on how they get you over there too. Oh, we know you don't do that, girl. We know you don't celebrate holidays, but come see your mother. You come see your mother. You know I'm getting old. Listen, I told you my grandmother hit me and was like, she's like, why don't you come over and get these gifts for your kids? I was like, Grandma, you know I don't celebrate Christmas. I know you don't celebrate Christmas. It's not for you. It's for them. I'm like, we don't celebrate it.
They don't get it.
Listen, I told her in the class. She got so mad, bro. She was like, when I die, don't come to my funeral. Go ahead, brother.
How you gonna get mad at me because I'm not celebrating something? It would make me no difference if you do it. Like, being not in the truth,
Right.
About brothers and sisters. But when I wasn't in the truth, I didn't care what the hell you did. So why you would be mad at me? Well, the kicker is, with me, they knew that if I didn't celebrate it, they wouldn't get anything. And that's what they knew. They knew that it come time for them to get gifts, I wasn't getting them shits.
Yeah.
So that made them mad.
Man, listen. This brother, I used to call him. The brother used to be up in the closet. I used to call him brother. Look, I used to call. I was like, man, why you just got them headphones on, man? He put the headphones on and just be zoned out by himself. It's like me and this brother, we do this all the time. This is what we do. We laugh at each other all day. But you really, nobody can tell this brother, me and a lot of other brothers, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. And you're going to lose your family. You're going to lose children. They're going to hate you because you come to the truth. Like for example, I have 7, right? 4 boys, 3 girls. My oldest daughter, she's about to be 16. She doesn't dislike me or anything like that, but she doesn't come around. It's like all my children live with me. She's the only one that was going back and forth. But now she goes more, she stays with her mother because she knows when she come here, ain't gonna be no holiday celebrated. We don't care about no doing birthdays. You can't do what you want. You can't just be on your phone doing whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? So, so what she does now when she, hey dad, I'm calling to check up, but she don't want to come over. You see what I'm saying? Because she don't, we're not doing no worldly shit here. You know what I mean? And that's the point. The point I'm making is you're gonna lose. You're gonna like, you know what I mean? I mean, that's my daughter. I love her. But you know what I mean? Like I can't choose you over the Most High God. Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm not going to choose nobody over the Most High. I'm not choosing no rib, no children, no brothers, nobody. You know what I mean? And that's how I got to be. But again, like the Lord say, you will get everything back. What did he say? What, tenfold, 100-fold? Yeah. You will get it. Like you know what I mean? And like we're gonna read some scriptures on that. Like you're gonna lose, but you're gonna get it back. You know what I mean? And it ain't even about getting it back. It's about doing what the hell God says to do. You know what I mean? Forget all the other shit. Like, but it said that was heavy, sis. You said they got gumbo and lobster every weekend. Like, yeah, like I mean, I'm telling you, sis, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna be like the things that you would never think is gonna happen. They're gonna be, be inviting you to all type of stuff. Like, and be real careful with this too. They'll say like, oh, we having to get together. And when you let me see. You're like sis said, yeah, people just don't want to have the change, even if it's for God. It's sad. You're right, sis. They don't have the spirit in them that you have. You know what I mean? You want to do better. You want to be in the truth. You want to do what God says to do. They don't. They are worried about their flesh. They pay attention to their flesh. But yeah, this is we get called some brothers in the world, right? Hey man, won't you come through? You know what I mean? I'm doing this and that. Lo and behold, it's the nigga's birthday. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or they won't even tell you. They'll, like, you know what I mean? When you're in the truth, like I don't even pay attention to those holidays. So I don't even be knowing until somebody get on the slavery. Oh, it's this or it's that. And I'd be like, oh, it's that shit. St. Patrick's Day or something like that. And I don't even be knowing. Next thing you know, you go down there and they everybody got green on, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Little leprechauns dancing and shit. You know what I mean? And they taking pictures. And you sitting down with your headpiece on. You sitting down, you know what I'm saying? And then your picture go viral on Facebook and Jordan behind me see it. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Just real quick, I remember a brother of the slave trying to get. I don't go to anything. You can't even hang out with Christians.
Yeah.
So he invites me to a party. I'm thinking, okay, it's a party. So I'm like, I might show up. This was years ago.
Yeah.
And so then somebody else would start talking to him. Here it ended up being his wife's birthday. I mean, it is, but
And then look, they be looking at you. They be like, "See, I told you he wasn't about that shit. I told you he wasn't really about that. What you doing here, Canuck? Why you here? I thought you don't celebrate this." You be like, "What?" You know what I mean? Read 2 for me. We'll speed it up a little bit.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 2. Set thy heart aright.
Do what?
Set thy heart aright.
That's your mind. That's your mind. The heart is your mind. The seat of your intelligence, your mind. Go ahead.
And constantly endure.
Constantly endure. Keep going.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
Right. You have to endure all those attempts that they're making at you, sis, and anybody else listening in class. You have to endure through that. You got to endure through the grandma putting on the sweet grandma voice. Oh, grandma's not getting any younger. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Or your rib. You know what I mean? Oh, what you don't love me no more. You know what I mean? You don't want to see me happy. You got to endure that. You know what I'm saying? Or you got a man. You got a man, you know what I mean, who's in the world, and he's trying to get you to, stray away from being in the truth. You got to endure that. You got to set your heart, set your mind right. How do you do that? And the ISUPK and the Commander Jordan Yohana. That's how you set your heart right. You watch these classes, you know what I mean? You stay put, paying attention, and you will learn how to do it the right way. But if you give more attention to the world and people in the world, you're going to become like them. You know what I mean? So family members, you're going to lose them. I'm going to tell you right now, cousins and all that, you're going to lose them. You can forget about it. You know what I'm saying? That you can forget about it. And what you're really going to find out is you never really had nothing in common. The only thing you had in common was you was a sinner. Yeah, that was it. When you come into the truth, you're going to be like, I can't even imagine being around this person no more. Read 3 for me again. For Salakia, just read 3 for me.
Come. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Now that's heavy, because what is he telling you? You got to endure this until the end. That's when you get your reward. So think about the reward and what you're going to get versus, you having a pork chop today, or you know what I mean, or making your man happy, or making your rib happy. You know what I mean? They want you to become a damn sinner for them, but you're going to disappoint the Most High God, and you're going to lose your reward. Listen, I want to rule. I don't know about y'all. I want to be in rulership. I don't want to come back on this earth and be born in Garfield again, or you know what I mean? Yeah, Monview Heights, Whitaker. You know what I mean? Harrison Village, or you know what I mean? I don't want that to happen to me the next time. You know what I mean? I want to be in rulership. I want to wake up and give orders. You know what I mean? And do the work of the Lord. But you know what I mean? You can't get that if you worried about getting a damn shape up today. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Or you worry about another blunt you're gonna smoke. Like Cap said this in the class one time. He said niggas will sit up in the house and with no lights on and no utilities and smoke weed. That's what they do. That's what they do. I'm telling you, man. That's what they do. Now let's switch directions again. Ecclesiasticus 16:1. Get this one from me, Kanaka. You got. I'll put. Matter of fact, I got it. I'll put it up on screen for him so you can read it. Give you a break. Let me see. 16:1. All right. This is another one. This is heavy right here. Go ahead, because
the book of
Ecclesiasticus.
Ecclesiasticus 16, verse 1. Desire not. I can't.
Go ahead. I'll read it. Go ahead.
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sins.
Now, you want to take a shot at that? What you think that means?
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children.
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons.
It says it means like don't be influenced by children. Don't be influenced by like people who are sinners in the world. Don't let what they do influence you.
That's part of it. Ron.
I'm thinking it may mean like it's because you have a lot of children. You can't have a lot of children and think that's a big deal. You gotta actually have children that follow the Most High.
There you go. Right. And so now this is heavy because why? Because what happens in the world, I don't celebrate that, but I do it for
the kids.
You see? I hear brothers say this all the time. I don't care about that holiday stuff. I just do it for my kids. Well, you do celebrate it. You do celebrate it. So my point is, you can't even allow, and these children, they come from you. They're your kids. I mean, I love my kids. I love them. But they're not going to have me celebrate no damn holiday. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're choosing them over the Most High God. It's like you damn near making them the God over God. You know what I mean? And some people are, and there's a lot of sisters who are notorious for that. My kids is going to have for Christmas. If I got to sell my car, I'm going to have a Christmas. I done seen people say that online. Honestly, you know what I mean? Oh, we're going to have a Christmas. I'm going to celebrate his birthday if I have to not pay my rent.
That's every nigga in the hood, every family in the hood. They all go without paying their bills in December or January just so they can have a Christmas. It's sad. They do that. I remember when I was in the world. I might skip a bill or two. And then they don't appreciate it anymore.
Yeah, they don't. The next day, the shit's in the corner, broke up, destroyed. Yeah, I mean, they don't even care about it. Yeah, and guess what? The damn white man don't give a damn if you celebrate Christmas. He want his rent.
He wants his rent, and he wants you to go out and spend all that money over some badass kids that don't appreciate you. And then it makes him go in the black as far as his economy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you boosting up his economy, you pissing the Most High God off, and you're going to get kicked out, evicted.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. That's what happens when you try to live like the damn oppressor. I mean, all right, verse 2. Read that for me. Let me put it bigger on the screen for you.
Ecclesiasticus 16:2.
Mm-hmm.
But though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them.
Right. It's great to have children. They're a gift from God. But guess what? If they're not godly children, if they grow up to be sinners, they're not that special, brother. They're not. You understand that? So if you have 7, if I got 7 children and only one of them's righteous, our righteous child is the best one. You see what I'm saying? So don't let children be. I remember I even seen General Muhammad said one of his sons.
You like, wow.
12 shield General Muhammad.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I'm like, how the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it just goes to show you. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But then he has a son that's a captain in the school. You see what I'm saying? Captain Ariel. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure, you love your children regardless, but if you're not righteous, listen, go in the world center. This like if you have a you raise children and one of them happen to be a LGBTQ, you're gone. Listen, you're in the world. You can't be in here. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to, not only you're the center, but then now you got to worry about them doing something to the other kids. You got to put them out. You have to. You know what I mean? Ain't that much love in the world, my brother. Listen, man. And listen, if you are a disloyal, sinning child, hey, listen, goodbye. You know what I mean? Go ahead, brother.
Maybe right. What Yahweh Shah said was, you love your mother and father or your children.
Yeah. More. Oh, I'm gonna bring it out. I'm gonna bring it out. You're right. I mean, no, you're good. You're good. I'm gonna go to 3. Go to 3. We're gonna get some more.
Come on. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 16, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is lust is better than
just.
Yeah. For one that is just is better than 1,000. And better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly.
Now that's heavy. Because you up there, celebrating holidays for your damn children, and they grow up to be damn sinners. And another thing too, you're failing them too. While they're little, they're impressionable. So you can teach them the right way. But if you allow them to grow and be doing that shit, and then they get older to the point where now now they don't even want to listen to you. You know what I mean? But again, you know what I mean? Don't be all happy and have respect for them if they don't want to do the work of the Lord or be in the truth. You know what I mean? Now, of course, at certain ages, their mind is not really ready for it. You know what I mean? But you can mold them into it, have them come to class, teaching them this and that. But when they get to a certain age, then now, I guess it ain't really a certain age. It's like, damn, it depends on their mind. Yeah, right. But yeah, you know what I mean? You want to steer them here. You know what I mean? But it's like I said, it's better to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear nothing about my son or my daughter, his birthday, and that's the only reason why I'm doing it. You're a sinner, and you're worse than a child. You know what I mean? Because the child don't know. You know what I'm saying? You do want to celebrate it. You do. Just say you want to celebrate it. I'll respect you more. All right. Okay. Let me see. Ecclesiastes 33 and 19. Let's go there. We got a couple more. Ecclesiasticus 33 and 19. I'll put it up on the screen for you. Kanak, you can read it. 1 second. Okay. All right, here we go. This is heavy.
Ecclesiasticus 33, verse 19. Give not
Read a little louder.
Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest.
Uh-huh.
And give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again.
Ecclesiasticus 33 and 19. This is heavy. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend power over thee while thou livest. Now, what is that telling you? You give them power over you when you bow down and submit to what they want. When you know what's better, you know what the truth is and what you should be doing, but I love my son, so I'm gonna celebrate his birthday. You know what I mean? Or my husband, I love my husband, so I'm gonna keep smoking weed. You know what I mean? He want to smoke weed, so I'm gonna smoke weed with him. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. You a sister, or a brother. You know what I mean? My woman, she's in a world, and she, what makes her happy is, going to the damn strip club. And you know what I mean? I'm allowing my wife to do it because I love her. Listen, man, you cannot give them. First of all, what do they really think about you if you give them power over? They give you're a bitch. Salakia, you're weak. You're weak. If you allow them to do that to you, you're weak. You understand that? You're weak, Salakia. But that's the truth. You're weak. Listen, I've never been a weak brother, man. Even before the truth, I was a very stern person. And then when I met when I came into UPK, I really knew I knew I was right. I knew I was already in the right direction. You know what I mean? I was like, oh yeah, this is for me. Because I was always that way. You ain't going, and people start trying to make me feel like I was, too rough or too, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not submitting to that bullshit. You're not running nothing here. You're not in charge. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And then when I came here and I started seeing, General Muhammad's class, oh man, this is me. This is me right here. I knew it. I knew it from day one. I knew it. You know what I mean? I can't wait. You know what I mean? So yeah. So don't give them power over you. You know what I mean? You give them power over you by, just like it says, don't be unevenly yoked. You know what that means is like, don't be doing what they want you to do. Yeah, they don't do what you're doing. Like they ask you to come to church, you know what I mean, and to their functions, but they won't come to a Passover. They won't come to sit and watch a class. Like that's what you should do. That's another thing you should do, sis. Hey, sit down and watch this class with me. See what they say. I'm not watching them niggas. Go ahead.
I said, I'll watch TV Jakes with you, but you got to watch General Muhammad with me. She said no. So that right there, I knew.
And you know what that is? She don't even know who General Muhammad is. She was just mad. She don't want to listen to you. She don't want to listen to you. And that's the thing. And that's another reason why do not get a rib who does not have a mind like you. That's in the Bible. When you get you a rib, it says, if you have a woman that has a mind like you, forsake her not. But give not thyself over to a light woman. That's a light woman. A woman who all she cares about how the fuck she looks.
That's it.
All she cares about is being pretty. She don't care about, she got more shoes in her damn house than furniture. You know what I mean? She don't care about nothing. I know a lot of women like that. They don't care nothing about the Most High. All they care about is how they look and what they're going to put on next, where they going to party at. It's like I said, if you're not in the truth, you're really just a distraction for real. You know what I mean? You're gone. What sis said? You're gone. What you talking about, sis? She said you're gone. Yeah. Oh yeah. She probably saying like, you know what I mean? If you don't, you out of there. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like seriously, like you can't. It like, and it's like if you like, you would think if she really truly loved you, she would say, "I'll at least do this for my husband. I won't even do it for that." But we'll quickly make a plate to take to the damn pastor. Take a plate to the pastor, you know what I'm saying? Celebrate his birthday, every damn day. Won't even do it for your own man. Unreal. You know.
She walked pastors get right into him, celebrate his birthday all week.
You come in. There's a goddamn there's a half a bitten Subway sandwich and 4 chips. You can have that right there. She been at home all day. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't just attacking the sisters. We talk about everybody. You know what I mean? But yeah, it just dealing with somebody in the world is just a very difficult thing, man. It's very difficult. You know what I mean? But don't give these people power over you. Don't bow down. You're doing the right thing. Keep doing the right thing. It may seem like it's lonely, but it's not. You have a family. This is what the Passover is about. When the sis get a chance to come to the Passover, you'll see this is your family, and we're gonna pull scriptures on. Like when Christ said, who are my what do you say? Who are my mother? Yeah, right. Who is my mother? Right. All right. Here we go. Let me see. Let's do Deuteronomy 13:6. Deuteronomy 13:6. We got a few more. We're gonna jump out of here. Deuteronomy 13:6. The water again for everybody rocking out, watching the class. If you have any questions, just type them in the chat. All right, here we go. This is what you got to know because, like, again, I don't know any personal situations, but I do know from my personal experiences but people in the world, they just want to get you to do some shit that's a sin or try to have you doing what they're doing, and this is what you got to understand. Read that, Let Canuck read it. Deuteronomy 13:6. Let me put it nice and big for you up on there.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife thy bosom, the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thin thine own soul, right? Entice thee secretly, saying, Let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy father.
Right. Deuteronomy 13:6. If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly. Entice secretly mean like, y'all at home, y'all chilling, you know what I mean? Let's go and serve other gods. How do they do that? How do they do that? Anybody know?
Actually, go to church.
Go to church to get ready to bow down to Caesar Borgia. Or let's celebrate Valentine's Day, you know what I mean? Let's celebrate Halloween, you know what I mean? Yeah, right. So what I'm saying is most of these things are rooted in some type of service to a false god. So that's what they're doing. When they tell you to go to church and all that, or having you, come over for Thanksgiving and all that, or their birthdays, you're worshiping another god.
Christianity is serving the false god.
You damn that right, Caesar Borgia, right? That's what I'm saying, right? Exactly. So that's what they're doing. You see, and that's the thing. Not only are they asking you to be a sinner, but they're trying to set you up to worship a fake god. That's terrible. It's terrible. So, all right, now we go to the next verse. All right, let's go to 7. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kanaki.
This is the
Continue.
book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 7. Namely of the gods of the people which are round about.
Before, stop right there. Because the things that they're going to have you do has nothing to do with the nation of Israel. It's shit that Salakia, that these heathens are doing. So black people and Hispanic people think in the world today that they're doing something that comes from their traditions, and it doesn't. It comes from the traditions of heathens, the rudiments of men. You know what I mean? People, heathens in the world. So you're not doing nothing that has to do with your culture. It's something that these devils are doing. So that's what it's saying there. Keep going.
Nigh unto thee or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth.
Right. All these gods and all these holidays and all that is things that heathens from all over the globe, they do. It's not something that we do. All right. Now here we go. Keep going.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 8. Thou shalt not consent unto him or hearken unto him.
Right.
Neither shall thine eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal.
Right. Deuteronomy 13:8. Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thy eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him. All right. So the Lord is telling you, like, if somebody try to get you to do these things, he's about to tell you, he's about to tell you what happened in the Old Testament. All right. I'm gonna get to the I'm gonna do it in the standard because it's a little easier to read. But you're doing a good job reading too, by the way. You're reading that old English, man, like it's pretty fluent. That says you're gonna be a good reader. Let me see. All right, here we go. Here we go. Verse 9. Read it. Nice and loud.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 9. But thou shalt surely kill him.
Also what?
Thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all people. That's
how serious that was. And before Christ, this is what happened in the law. If somebody tried to get you to celebrate one of them big ass holidays or worship another god, they got put to death. That's how serious it is. So meanwhile, while this sister is being, attacked for trying to do the right thing and probably trying to get, they're trying to make her come over and celebrate some holidays and stuff like that, or eat lobster, like she said. Back in the day, you'd be put to death for that. These people don't even know that. You see what I'm saying? That's how serious this was. There was a time when an Israelite wouldn't dare put a piece of damn pork to his mouth or her mouth. That was a serious thing. There's a thing in the book of Maccabees where the brother, they was like, we rather die than do that. That's how now today brothers just eat pork like it ain't nothing. Go ahead, bro.
Also, wasn't there a story in the Maccabees where the mother
and her 7 sons.
Got unalive?
Yeah,
Because,
they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it.
6 or 7 children.
Yeah, like 7 sons. Yep. Yeah, it was a serious thing, man. This is not a game. You know what I mean? It's not a game. You know what I mean? Being a sinner, you know what I mean? When we were in our original customs and, in our land and stuff like that, we didn't, we knew about now we so far away from it and it's been so long and we didn't take up this culture of these heathens that we just do these things like it's nothing. And that's why Yahushua is so important, because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't even have a chance. You see what I'm saying? So when you don't keep the law or you don't, do what you're supposed to do, you're stepping on Christ. And you're basically saying he died in vain. He died so you can get another shot. So why do Christians think that it's okay to keep sinning? It's just amazing. They don't know a damn thing about serving Christ. They think they do, but they don't know. They just think that because of the pastor again, you can just sin and just keep sinning and keep sinning, and you're always gonna have forgiveness because Christ died. That's not what it means. He died so the law, so you can keep. Now you got to keep the law. You understand that? You don't throw away the law. One jot or one tittle shall no wise pass from the law. So all be fulfilled. Christ didn't die so you can continue eating pork and shit. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's just. I mean, we just read, for sin is a transgression of the law. The Most High hates sinners. When does the Lord change?
Throughout the whole, if I may say so.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Throughout the whole Bible, it tells you to not be a sinner.
It's.
I don't understand.
But you know what it is? Even when I was a young, I think I went to church when I was about 15. But I never remember ever actually reading the Bible. It was always being you told a couple scriptures and then they get into some nigga in the world get up there, right, dancing, and some nigga in the world just get up there and start talking about what he think it means. Then we had a female pastor. That was crazy. I remember when she first became a pastor, it was just the wildest. It was the wildest, man. I remember being young, and I didn't know nothing about the truth, but I'm thinking like something's not right about this. Yeah, right. Man, it was just ridiculous, man. But all right, let's get through this. We got a couple more. Okay, so let's see what the next one I want to get. Let's see. Okay, Exodus 20 and 12, because the sister talked about honoring her parents. Exodus 20 and 12. All right, Ron, I want you to read this one with me. Hold on one second. Exodus 20 and 12. Salaki, let me get it up there. Okay, here we go.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth.
Now, this is this right here. A Christian will be crafty with this. You're supposed to do whatever I tell you to do, basically. That's basically what they'll look at that and say. Yeah. Go.
No,
No, go ahead, brother. Go.
But they'll look at the word honor and they think that you got to be a slave to your mother and father.
Yeah.
And they don't understand the
Right.
word honor.
Now let me ask you something. If your mother said, "Here, smoke this crack," would you do it? You see what I'm saying? So it can't mean that. Because why? That's a sin to do that. So anybody know what honor your parents mean? Good. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead, Ron. I know you know.
Yeah, respect, but also take care of your
There you
mother
go.
and father in their older age.
He lives
They
it.
took care of you.
He lives it every day. That's what he does. He honors his mother every day. You know what I mean? Every day. You know what I'm saying? So he knows exactly what this is talking about. When they get older and they can't help themselves, you got to help them. And here's an important thing. I seen General Muhammad bring this up. You know, like sometimes you got parents that treated you like shit when you were younger. Salakia. Now they're basically in a baby state and you got to take care of them. And what do some people do?
They mistreat them.
Pay them back. Yeah. You can't do that. I don't care how wicked your parents were. If they beat you, sent you out of the house, whipped you with extension cords, whatever. When they get old and you have to honor them and take care of them, you cannot pay them back. But guess what? And believe me, they going to talk some shit to you. They going to say all types of wild stuff to you, cuss you out. They don't want to do stuff because they're old and you know what I mean? Their mind's going and all that. But the Lord will repay you. He will take care of you for doing it. You see what I'm saying? So honoring your parents is, she said, like some sage. Honoring your parents is take care of them and in their old age, do for them, you know what I mean? You know, what they did for you in your young age. Even if they didn't do it for you, you still got to do it. You know what I mean? You still got to do it. You got to honor them. But it doesn't mean if she says it's my birthday and I want you to get me a gift and come over here and eat some cake with me, it does not mean that. That's not what it means. You don't have to honor them with that. You know what I mean? That's not what it means. Be a good person to your parents. Treat them, you know, your mother might be going through dementia and she might be like, get away from me, you stupid. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can't be like, bitch, I'm gonna whoop you. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that. You know what I mean? You got to know better. You got to do better. You know what I'm saying? And honor your parents is take care of them and do for them what they did for you when you were a baby. Listen, you know, your mother, your father brought you in this world. I mean, of course, the Most High brought you here, but you know, they raised you up. It might not have been the greatest thing, but you made it here. You made it here, so you got to honor them. You know what I mean? So that's what that's talking about, sis. All right. Now let's get a few more and we out of here. Let me see. Let's get okay. Let's do here we go. This is the one on Matthew 10 and 37. He's like, oh yeah, he's about to cut me. He's about to, I cannot let him do that. I cannot let him do it. I was not gonna let him, I almost missed it too. And then he gonna break it out and cut me, you know what I'm saying? Matthew 10 and 37. Go ahead and read that for me, Bubba Kashaw.
Sloppy, sir. You want me to start there?
Look at this guy. Look at this dude, man. Listen, man. Don't be trying to listen, man. I'm taking you to counsel, dog. Start at 34, actually. Start at 34, yeah. Start at 34.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Mm-hmm.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
So, sis, the first thing you need to understand is you accepting Christ, you know what I'm saying? Christ did not come for everybody to be hugs and kisses. You're going to go through some stuff with your family, and he's about to show you. You know what I mean? He's about to show you. Go to the next verse, I could, Bubba Kashaw.
Verse 35. For I am come to set a man at variance.
Man. This is Aaron's favorite scripture right here. They trust me that I know him. This is his favorite scripture. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 35, Slocky. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother.
And the what?
And the daughter against her mother.
And the what?
And the daughter against her mother.
Heavy.
And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
You see, serving the Lord and being in the truth, you're probably not going to get along with your mother and your father. You see, it's going to happen. Because why? Because you choose Christ. You see what I'm saying? Now, how do I know you don't choose Christ? You go with them. You see what I'm saying? You go with them. And then here we go. Here we go. Go to the next verse, Aaron.
Verse 36, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Read it again.
And a man's foes shall be and a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
And this is not only talking about men, this is talking about you sisters too. Your enemies are going to be they of your own household. It might be your husband, might be your children, might be your uncles, your aunts, might even be the dog. I don't know. But is it, you know what I'm saying? But the people in your household, if they not in the eyes you became the commander Johnny Hunter, they about to be your enemies. Listen, you're going to be fighting them. You're going to want to go to the Passover, and she's going to be like, you going to that again? You don't want to stay here with me? She laid back, opened up her leg. You know what I mean? She gonna do whatever possible to keep you from going to do the work. You know what I mean? You got a husband. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you listen to that Malcolm X shit again? You know what I mean? Like, seriously. Listen, you cannot allow them to keep you out of the truth. You can't. You can't. Your foes are there in your own household. This is in the Bible. This is not my words. This is in the Bible. All right, now we're going to go to the next verse.
Verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
Read it again.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
Heavy.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Listen, Christ is the way, the truth, the light, you know what I mean? And nobody gets to the Father but by him. So if you love them more than you love Christ, guess what? You're not going to heaven. We commanded you to know how to say that one. You're not going to heaven, you devils. Remember when he was talking to them about you gotta see that one, because he's at Town Square talking to them devils, man. He's reading scripture. He's like, you're not going to heaven. Listen, you're not going to heaven. You're not going to heaven. You're not. Like, you know what I mean? You're not, you know what I'm saying? If you're not worthy, you're not going to rule or be where you need to be if you're serving them and worried about your family, your mother, and your father more than what Christ and the Most High want you to do. This is in the Bible. This is not, I'm not making this up. We're reading it. It's right here. Your foes will be in your own household. You got to expect that. Listen, people think you will come to the truth and everything's about to go your way. You're about to get a nice big house with a picket fence. You know what I'm saying? You'll finally get that rib you want. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You have money, you're going to get rich. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not what's going to happen. You're going to be tested. You're going to have enemies in your own household, and people are going to hate you. Hate you. As soon as you show up, oh, there she go. Like I said, there's a term in my family that, you know what I'm saying, they say, you on that I got a nickname that I brought out last time in class. Like, you on that Peebo shit. That's what they call it. It's not the truth. It ain't the Most High God's words. They done gave me my own religion. You know what I mean? It's wild, man. But again, like I said, you know what I'm saying, this is what you're going to deal with. This is what you're going to deal with. But hopefully, sis, if you have any other questions or, you know what I'm saying, just text me and I'll try to answer them for you. And again, this is something we can jump back in another time too, because again, you know what I mean? And I know it's just honor her parents. I know you brothers honor your parents, you know what I'm saying? But understand, you're going to deal with that. Like I said, I know this brother, like, you know what I mean? We talk every day pretty much. And I talk to you sometimes. Like, but I know what we know brothers and stuff go through in the world. And I know what it's like. I have my own experiences, but I'm you know, stable, sturdy in this truth. I don't care who don't like it. I'm in the truth. I'll lose anybody over this. You know what I mean? Because I know what it means. Like, you know what I mean? The Most High, first of all, the Most High gave you all this. He gave you that family. So why the hell would you choose them over him? You know what I mean? It just don't make sense. And like my mother, nobody could take me, you know what I mean, or direct me from what I need to be doing. And that's how everybody got to be. You got to serve Christ and the Most High. And then, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, though, the reward is yours. You got to endure to the end, though. So again, the water for everybody tuning in, you know what I'm saying? Shalom, you know what I mean? Everybody for tuning in. It's the ISUPK and the Commander Junior Honda Pittsburgh class. We got the Passover coming up. We almost there. We almost there, baby. We got the Passover coming up, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be down there looking strong, you know what I'm saying? Serving the Lord, putting our brick in, you know what I'm saying? And with family, your real family, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's the last one I want to get. Who is my mother? That's the last. We go one more and we'll get out of here. I got it in here too. Give me one more second. We got one more scripture. Okay, yeah, I think it's Matthew 12:46. Let's do that. Matthew 12:46, and then we'll get out of here. And this is and Christ says, you know, this is Christ saying this, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of brothers and sisters, you know, they deal with things with their mother and their father and stuff like that. All right, so hold on. Let me see. Okay, yeah, go to 46. Go ahead.
Come on. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 46.
Yep.
While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him.
So Christ is teaching, he's speaking to people, you know what I mean? And his birth mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak to him, right? All right, so here we go. Verse 47.
Verse 47. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee.
So he's saying, well, listen, man, your family's over here, man. This is your family. You don't want to pay attention to them. You don't want to speak to them. And watch what Christ says.
Verse 48. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother? And who are my brethren?
Right. Now, hold on. We'll go to the next verse. 49.
Verse 49. And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren.
What did he say?
Behold, my mother and my brethren.
All right, we're going to take it out with this right here. This next one, the last one. Go
verse 50. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother.
I mean, I don't think we need to end any better than that. I mean, listen. Yeah, you were born in this world and you have cousins, you have mother, you have father, you got sons, daughters, all that. But your family is the righteous. That's who your family is. You understand that? And you got to choose the truth over the world. All right. And we can wrap it right there. Again, the water for everybody tuning in is the ISUPK and the Commander Junior Hana. Shalom, everybody.